Welcome to Inside Sim Racing and our continuing coverage of E3. I'm John Sable, and today we are talking about F1 2016, which I got to sample on the show floor at the Thrustmaster booth, as well as a closed-door meeting with Codemasters. Oh, that's right. So I wasn't allowed to direct capture at the meeting, or film myself driving, or take a picture. Well, this is awkward. Well, I guess we'll just do the next best thing. I'll illustrate what happened. Let me draw myself driving. So this is my head and my body, and we were in one of those playseat F1 rigs, so my feet were kind of up here. Feet, huge feet. Tell your lady friends. And then don't tell my girlfriend. And I got some pedals. I believe they were Thrustmaster T3 PAs. Let's see. The rig kind of does one of these deals, and then it gets up here somehow. Then there's a center post, very annoying center post. And then I got the wheel, T300, there's the rim. And then I have my arms up here, two arms because we got flappy paddles, so let me draw some flappy paddles. There's some flappy paddles there. And I'm really short, so this is proportionally right. And let's see. And then, oh, I need another leg here. And then, I've been getting kind of fat recently. I haven't really been working out, so let me add a belly. There we go. I'll color myself in a little bit since I'm a short white boy. Yeah, that proportion it looks about. That's pretty much me. And let's see, and there was a nice TV up on the wall. There, looks like a TV. Then they're shooting rays of F1 2016 at me in all its glory. So back on the show floor at the Thrustmaster booth and checking out the different camera angles here at F1 2016 with the famous slap train there helping me out, giving me pointers. Here we are, Circuit of the Americas in the Ferrari, and I want to talk about this field of view for a second. I like to run in the cockpit view, and as you can see, the field of view is like a mile back, and it's kind of the default view. When I spoke to Lee Mather, the principal game developer for F1 2016, he said that like 2015 on the PC, you'll be able to adjust that and move your field of view up or your seat up so it's not so far back. I can't recall if he said that you could do that on the console. I'm kind of getting the feeling that it's not going to be possible on the console, but honestly, I'm having a hard time recalling from my crazy E3 week, so if I got that wrong, sorry, Lee. So yes, the Ferrari at Circuit of the Americas. The Ferrari was one of two cars available at E3. It was this or the Haas. I actually drove the Haas in the Codemasters meeting room. And you could drive a handful of tracks from the Americas, essentially. You could drive Circuit of the Americas, Montreal, Mexico, and Brazil. And of course, be on the Thrustmaster booth here running on the Thrustmaster T300 with the Ferrari F1 rim and T3 PA Pro pedals. Oh, and I also want to mention that I apologize for no sound. As you saw, I'm running with headphones, and so wasn't able to record sound. I will say sound-wise, 2016 sounds pretty much on par with 2015. I couldn't notice any differences myself, so I didn't notice anything revolutionary there that you guys are missing out on. So let's talk about the force feedback and physics. And I think 2015 was a large jump over 2014. And it seems like F1 2016 is kind of just continuing on what was started in 2015. Again, I felt like the force feedback and physics felt pretty good. Here I'm running with medium traction control and I believe some ABS help, where when I ran it over in the Codemasters room, I ran it with no assist on, and the cars were a handful. They were definitely easy to lock up at threshold braking, especially those long straights and tight corners at Montreal. And then getting on throttle, again, a real challenge. Really easy to light up the rear tires, and I had a lot of big saves, but I was able to save the car. So again, I really like what Codemasters has been doing in the last couple of years on the physics and force feedback side, and I feel like 2016 is a continuation, and looking forward to that. Let's talk graphics. And graphically, again, I feel like 2016 is a lot of inline continuation of 2015. I will say it did seem like I was getting a little bit better performance frame rate wise running in the cockpit mode. I know in 2015 there was times where I just couldn't run the cockpit because it would just get real choppy on screen. Now of course I'm running by myself and I'm not in a pack of cars, and 2016 you gain a couple more cars this year with the new Haas effort on the grid, but it felt good in this demo in terms of how it was running. Graphically wise, I only noticed a couple things that were more off-track related. When you drop a tire off, the graphics of picking up debris and grass was pretty cool looking and improved. And also, you kick up some dust now when you run off track, so I thought that was pretty neat looking too. So when I chatted with Lee, talked about a whole bunch of things, but there's one thing in particular that really stuck out to me, and that was some new telemetry output for 2016. And pretty much what Lee explained is that, like a lot of modern sims, F1 series has always been capturing telemetry, you just couldn't see it, it just wasn't available. But this year, they're kind of unlocking that, and now you'll be able to see a whole bunch of telemetry. And I couldn't quite tell if you're going to see this in-game or something maybe output to like a different program, but Lee was saying how you can compare two people's laps and you can see maybe if one guy burns up the front tires or another guy burns up the rear tires over a fuel stint. So seeing that type of telemetry, and I'm looking forward to what that's going to mean for the series, because there's a lot of really hardcore leagues out there, and they're going to be all over this stuff. You can go and compare telemetry and really get down into some nitty-gritty details. So I thought that was a really cool detail coming to F1 2016, and I'm looking forward to checking that out, whether that's in-game or, like I said, something you export. With that said, I think that's going to wrap up the coverage of F1 2016 at E3. I'd like to thank Codemasters, even though I wasn't able to capture. I'd like to thank them for at least having me up there in their room and getting to talk to Lee. That was excellent. And I'm looking forward to it. I think that driving-wise, there's a lot of good there with F1 2015 and now 2016. It was just kind of ironing out the bugs and getting career mode and safety car and all that stuff back into the series, and that's happening. So looking forward to F1 2016 coming out in August. And as always, thanks for watching Inside Sim Racing. I'm John Sable. See you guys next time. The Codemasters guys mentioned to me that on the way back to UK they were stopping off in Vegas, so let's illustrate that weekend. We're going to start with a pole.